Hello, students. Today we're going to learn about writing. I'll introduce you to writing, especially for your course. You're supposed to know what is expository essay. Before I go on, I want to tell you that there are many types of essay. One is narrative, which is more or less like telling a story. Descriptive, it describes about something. And expository, which exposes a topic. So in your case, it's expository essay that you're going to write. So this expository essay is very useful and crucial for academic purposes. So it is essential for you to know how to write an expository essay. So in order for you to write an essay, you need to know the meaning of expository essay, which is it is an essay that exposes to the knowledge about a topic, and it also tells about the facts and some information that are really evidence-based, and that will be able to make your essay more credible. So imagine if you all like to eat a burger. So it looks like this. The top layer is a bun and the bottom layer is a bun, and the middle is meat and some vegetables. So you can see that without the top layer and the bottom layer, it is not called a burger. Similarly, you must have the top layer is called the introduction, and the bottom layer is called conclusion. So without these two, you will not have a good essay. So how do you have the top one, or in other words, the introduction? For the introduction, you need to know that you need to have a thesis statement. That will be the crux of the whole essay. The thesis statement is the statement that controls the idea of the whole essay. I stress the thesis statement is the controlling idea of the whole essay. So yeah, I'm going to explain to you further in the next slides. So please understand, in the body paragraphs, you will have a topic sentences. And also the last paragraph is called the concluding paragraph. You're going to reword the thesis statement. So as you saw just now, the introductory paragraph and the concluding paragraph, they are buns, right? So that's why you should link the intro to the conclusion. So for the introduction, you need to brainstorm for the idea. Usually in your tests or exams, they will give you a topic, and you have to think of how are you going to write a thesis statement. So a thesis statement is a sentence. Remember, a thesis statement is a sentence. So this sentence is in the first paragraph. This paragraph is called introductory paragraph. And how do you write this? It makes one of the ways for you to get a good thesis statement is by answering the questions how or why, depending on your own idea. So that will be able to give you the points. So in your introduction, you're going to give the controlling idea of the whole essay. And this is normally at the end of the first paragraph, usually in the end of the first paragraph. So please bear that in mind. So whenever you are writing your essay, your last sentence of the first paragraph, you must have a thesis statement or a sentence which has the controlling idea. So what I mean by thesis statement, a thesis statement has 3 points to be elaborated for the essay. So that's what we call the magic tree. For example, if I give you a topic like cyberbullying, okay, cyberbullying. So what comes to your mind? So you think, can I use the question how or why? So let me say, okay, how? How cyberbullying affects somebody or one person? So maybe you can think, oh, it affects one mentally. I think when you are bullied, I think mentally you are stressed up. I think it affects one mentally. Secondly, does it affect any other way? When you are bullied, for example, for body shaming, we put your photos in online, and they bully you, or you don't look beautiful. I think it affects you physically. So you think you're not beautiful anymore, right? So that is how it affects you. Thirdly, can it affect in other ways? Or maybe when you call names or something that you do not like, it will affect you emotionally, I suppose. His or her emotions will be affected, isn't it? We have many cases now in cyberbullying causes many people to be emotionally affected. So when you have these ideas that you want to use, so this is the magic tree in your essay. So you have 3 points to elaborate about cyberbullying. So if I can use this in one sentence, I can say cyberbullying affects one mentally, physically, and emotionally. So this is a good thesis statement. Okay, sorry I didn't put a full stop there. You must have a full stop. Okay, cyberbullying affects one mentally, physically, and emotionally. So let's go further. The this sentence, it is the one that has the controlling idea, and if any of the preceding paragraphs, I mean the body paragraph, it is not linked to the T statement. For example, here I mentioned here, first one is affects one mentally. If you are not able to have the body paragraph one to have the link to affects one mentally, you're not elaborating that, that means it is out of point. So that's why make sure when you're writing your essay, you are elaborating on that thesis statement in the body paragraphs. Okay, another thing that you have to understand is when you're writing a thesis statement, please be specific. Do not be general. For example, if you look at this sentence, Stephen King writes readable books. He's a famous writer. And if you want to write effectively, this will be a good sentence. Stephen King's books are so good because they are about normal people who get into supernatural situations. So he writes a lot of interesting books, adventurous books, and that will make the sentence more meaningful. Second example, it is not a good example, the sport of cross-country running. What you can tell about this? The sport of cross-country running has allowed me to get in better shape and meet some interesting people. So you can see there, what are the points here? First, you can say that it has allowed me to get in better shape and meet some interesting people. So you have 2 points to elaborate. So it's not the magic tree, but you have 2 points. The earlier one, even these books are so good, they are about normal people who go into supernatural situations. So it's just elaborating about normal and supernatural. So you're going to elaborate on these 2 things in your proceeding paragraph if you write this as a T statement. Let's talk about if you want to be a teacher. Why do you want to be a teacher or lecturer? Being a teacher is a great profession because it allows me to work with students and be creative. So this is a T statement, but it's not that detailed. But I have the idea that this T statement has 2 ideas. It allows me to work with students and be creative. So you're going to elaborate on how it is allows you to work with a student or with students, and how it can allow you to be creative. Maybe you come to creative ways to engage with students. For example, now music online learning, how creative can you be? Okay. Another example, you learn to play many musical instruments when I was young. So how are you going to write this statement about playing musical instruments? Okay, learning to play many musical instruments when I was young helped me to become a more intelligent and well-rounded person. Okay, this is a sentence which can be a T statement. But one thing I like to stress on this T statement is please do not use the word I in your sentences. Even though this sentence is more or less like thesis statement, but you see the word when I was young helped me to become more, because we are talking about academic form of writing. Normally do not use I or pronouns like I. Yeah? I should not be used. But you use one, word one, or he or she. But my tip would be to use the word one, right? For example, do not state the obvious thing. For example, you say, in this essay, I'm going to discuss the effects of long-term drug abuse. Long-term drug abuse can have disastrous effects on one's marriage, career, and health. So when you use long-term, the drugs can affect you, your marriage, career, and health. So this can be a good thesis statement. I think this word is supposed to be abused, not used. Yeah, sorry about that. Activity. Okay, now let's look at this activity. Can you find which is the most effective thesis statement? It is the first one. My life is busy because I'm working. It's just general, right? Because you see the word I is there. I don't think so. That will be the good answer. What about this? A working student's life is divided into both the corporate world and the classroom. Okay, looks okay, I suppose, isn't it? The third one, contrary to popular belief, working students do okay in both worlds. Okay, it sounds okay, right? The word okay, I'm saying okay. What does okay mean? It's not really clear. It's like a bit blurry. The last but not least, a working student's life is divided into corporate world and the classroom. Demonstrate how these dual roles enhance rather than detract. And what do you think? Looks good, right? But I think it's a bit too detailed. Don't you think? Because you don't want to give the details too much in the thesis statement. You just want to give a brief introduction. So for that, the best answer would be a working student's life is divided into both the corporate world and the classroom. So here you can see this sentence is better. It's a good statement because it gives you 2 points. It divided into corporate world and classroom. So when you're writing the paragraph, you're going to describe about the corporate world and the classroom, the preceding paragraphs. Okay, second example. Okay, which one is the most effective thesis statement? I like it when professors encourage us to talk. Okay, you like, so I think you can understand the word I is not suitable in the sentence. Second one, introduction fosters collaborative learning. Introduction fosters collaborative learning. So it's like so basic, only 1 point, right? The next one, the most effective learning occurs when professors combine several teaching methods such as a lecture, discussion, and hands-on activities. Yes, it sounds good so far. Let's go to the next one. A variety of approaches to teaching works best. A variety of approaches. So you already have approaches to teaching works. So this is also good, but it's general. So this we can say is a general thesis statement. Next one, professors should accommodate a variety of learning styles. Professors should accommodate a variety of learning styles. It is general, and you are just telling variety of learning styles. So in your writing a paragraph, you're going to explain about the variety of learning styles. So which one is the most effective thesis statement? Don't you think this is the one? Because you see, the most effective learning occurs when professors combine several teaching methods such as lecture, discussion, and hands-on activities. So we know that this sentence is the last sentence of the first paragraph. Next proceeding paragraph, we're going to explain about lecture, how the effective methods of using lecture for a professor or lecturer to make it effective. Right? That is one of the things you have to understand. When you're writing a thesis statement, you have to link to the body paragraph. Now let's look at this. One way to develop a thesis statement is by increasing its specificity in three parts. Okay, let's look at reading. Reading helps one to be knowledgeable, matured, and proficient in language. So the magic three is here, right? Reading helps one to be knowledgeable, matured, and proficient in language. If you write like this sentence, the next proceeding paragraph, you are going to talk about knowledgeable. After that, next paragraph would be matured. How can you be matured when you do reading? Maybe in the form of thinking, you're able to know better than before how to act on certain situation. And proficient in the language. The more you read, the more vocabulary you know, and your language will be better. So let's look at this. Generally, there are three reasons for one to be an English language teacher, which are love for the English language, an innate interest in how people learn, and desire to help other people. So you also see there 3 points here. Why the reasons for one to be an English language teacher. First is the innate interest. Innate interest means something that is inborn in you, innate. When you're born, you have this desire in how people learn and desire to help other people. Second, collaborative learning enhanced by project-oriented activities, problem solving in small groups, and frequent teacher-student interaction results in more effective retention. Okay, so what do you understand? It's kind of long, right? So you have to focus about this sentence. You can understand this sentence is talking about how, are you able to have the retention or memory retention when you do learning like this, even online. So here it says collaborative learning. What's collaborative learning? Okay, so before we are going to come with this thesis statement, you must explain to the audience what is collaborative learning. You can come up with this thesis statement saying collaborative learning or cooperative learning by project-oriented activities, problem solving in small groups, and frequent teacher-student interaction results in more effective retention. That means you're able to remember for a longer period of time. Okay, let's see the example of an introduction, an introductory paragraph. Road to divorces. Let's look at this paragraph. You can read with me together. When people are in love, their talk would usually be filled with vows like, let us live together forever, and till death do us part. But it seems that nowadays, divorces have become a trend for newly wedded couples. Hardly a few years had gone by when the couples decided to separate. Even in Malaysia, the divorce rate has increased alarmingly. Why does this phenomenon occur? Among the usual reasons are the lack of communication, trust, and sex. So even though it sounds a bit awkward, you mention the word sex, and do not be alarmed because you're all adults here. So divorce rate is increasing. So this is based on actually some research done. Why divorce rates are increasing, and you see how the introduction is linked to the thesis statement. That is talking about the rate of divorce has increased until the point of the thesis statement. It says, among the usual reasons are the lack of communication, trust, and sex. So we have 3 points. The reasons why, the first reason is lack of communication. Lack of communication is the next proceeding paragraph. Usually you're going to explain maybe they are not able to communicate well because of the busyness of life. The couples are not able to have good relationship, and they do not talk much nowadays. They're busy with the gadgets. So these are things you can explain as points for the proceeding paragraph, for the first body paragraph 1. And this is just an example. Okay, now let me give you one sentence here to give you time to think. Can you come up with that thesis statement with this sentence? there's a way to solve world hunger. Can you come up with a three-part thesis statement? Okay, I give you examples here. Many people go hungry because of political instability, famine, and poverty. Many people go hungry because of political instability, famine, and poverty. Okay, I do not know about you, but in order for you to come up with this kind of sentence, you must know what's happening in the world. Because if you see a world like in the countries like in Africa or Middle East, many of the people are suffering, are hungry because of this political instability, and famine is natural, something that's happened because of famine. The also poverty, they are poor. So we can see that this is not balanced. No? Next, the government can assist the homeless by providing affordable shelter. Okay, what when I talk about homeless? What do you think? How homeless? How can homeless be overcome, or what are the reasons people are homeless? So maybe you can come up with this sentence. There are three ways to eradicate homelessness, which are by building more affordable homes, increasing basic salary of the workers, and limiting number of illegal immigrants. So these are the 3 points you're going to explain in your essay. Now it's your turn to come up with your thesis statement, not the introductory paragraph. Just come up with the thesis statement for these two sentences. So that means you're going to write two thesis statements for the first one and the second one. So please post in the Google Classroom link I'm going to give you, right? So with that, I hope you understood today about thesis statement. If you have any problems, if you have any qualms about this, you can send me a direct message. Okay, see you. Bye.